Yeah, you can.
Hello everyone on Women Dialogues. And I'm your host Shashi with all of you again to create more voice for women by women. And today's our guest is someone who has gained wide name and fame in the music world. Miss Nandita. She is joining us from Switzerland. She has sung world famous Le Monde dance and got many international awards. Nandita has appeared internationally in the UK, France, Canada, Switzerland, and many other parts of the world. So, welcome Nandita on Women Dialogues.
Good morning, Shashi. I'm so happy to be here and very honored that you invited me in this show. What you do is just amazing, and I couldn't refuse. So, thank you very much for this.
Thank you. Same here that you are joining us today. It's been great pleasure to have you today with us. So, let's start knowing about your singing journey and about your life, how it all happened, the successes and failures you have faced during all this journey.
That's a very long story, but I would tell you, I had a million lives in one short life that I've lived. So what people don't know about me is that I was born and I was raised in Switzerland from immigrant parents. My mom is Portuguese and my dad is Swiss Italian. And I was a very wild child, free spirited, and we lived in a house in a forest near the mountains and rivers. And I was a very highly sensitive, introverted, and solitary little girl. But I had this connection with nature and animals, and this is where the making of future singer happened because I spent most of my time in the wild with animals and trees, and I was fascinated by sounds of the forest. And this is where all happens basically. So they were my greatest teacher. And later, as I grew up, I was fascinated by poetry, by Beatrix Potter, by Jonathan Livingstone. Actually, when I was a little girl, I wanted to be a woman poet and to be an artist. And one day, it's a really nice little story. And if my first music teacher watched this, she will be very happy, I think. I was 6 and I was walking after school back to my house and I hear a piano playing. I was like, where is that? And I was holding my mom's hand. And I said, Mom, there is an angel playing in the forest. We didn't know what was coming. And there was this lady who was piano. And I followed the sound and I met this great, who was turned out to be a piano teacher. And I met her. And this is what happened. I ended up being her student for many years.
Right.
She was called Marielle. Hi, Marina. I love you. And this is how she introduced me. And this was it. I was already, I think I was a natural musician. I didn't know about it, but that was my life ever since. And I grew up and we traveled a lot with my family. We went in Kazakhstan and all these wild places because my father's company was international. So I got to see a lot of wild places in Mongolia, Kazakhstan, United States, everywhere. And I still had the same love of nature and of course music. And I wanted to find a way to express my love for animals and nature, all the wonderful things I adventure through my music, and this is what happened.
Yeah.
So I then found a producer like this who turned out to like my voice and like
Mm-hmm.
this, and he did to produce me basically, and I
Right.
did my first TV at 12 years old basically.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
and I never stopped. Yeah. So it's a long story. It's difficult
Yeah,
to
definitely. But while listening from you, the connection between nature, love, it's really illuminating for many who look for themselves as you have passion for music or they have passion for music. So they definitely can find the connection like with the nature and those sounds and following those paths. But how it looks like being in media at such young age, as you mentioned, like you started very early age, what is really like to be on the other side of camera, because we can see what is coming on media, we don't know what is other behind the camera or what is other side of camera. Are the medias as glittery as they seem?
looking back, as you know, I started at 12 years old on TV, and
Mm-hmm.
as I mentioned, I was a very sensitive child, and um, it was a great, I'm not gonna lie, it was a great adventure. And I went, I traveled the world, uh, to do my concert at age 12. I didn't go to school. I had to go, well, part of school, not all the time, but I had to do by correspondence. And I had the greatest adventure of my life. Seriously, I really did. And um, as a little child and as a teenager, you are building your identity. And the problem with the media is that you build your identity um, basically based on what the public gives you, and
Mm-hmm.
you build a fake of identity because of
Yeah.
that. And
Mm-hmm.
you associate your success by the the attention of the public, and they say they love you and they validate you all the time. And when things get a
Mm-hmm.
little bit harder, then
Mm-hmm.
you don't have this anymore, and you're a little bit lost, and I, of course, like many artists, I've faced those moments.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes as a kid you're not really prepared for this world. I didn't
Right.
realize, I came in very genuine and very innocent, but you don't realize this world is a business. It's why we call
Mm-hmm.
it show business. And this is
Mm-hmm.
what I didn't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of in this world, they used a bit my pains and the loss of my father and some really difficult things I've experienced. And they used it, they used that, to make more show and more money. And sometimes I was devastated to realize that I was a bit used for that. And we're not prepared for that. And no, it's not as glamour and, as people think. There's a lot of things going on
Mm-hmm.
behind the camera.
Right.
It's, yeah, I
Yeah.
can tell you more about it.
No, but definitely, as you was talking about, like how it seems like behind the camera and what is all about this showbiz, because we always know and see this professional, things happening, and it's like glamour, glittery, and so on. But it's really, truly eye-opening for me, and maybe for many other um, those are listening and watching us. But uh, how do you use, since you were always passionate about your nature, animal love, and all about, so how did you use your voice to empower others?
Well, I was facing this dilemma. I'm not gonna lie, because I had a message to pass on. I wanted to build connection with the public, with, the people that followed me, and who, even young people who were looking up to me, and they, I had that genuine connection with people, and I love that of my job as a performer. But on the other side, there was the pressure of production. You have to make money, you have to be a certain way, and they tell you how to sit, what to say, and in the end, you lose your voice, and then you don't have a voice anymore. And that's the this is what also why I agree to to come here, because it's the first time that actually somebody give me my true voice about my experience about this business. And so I decided, after I had a whole breakdown after so many shows in Paris and being in this glitter world and performance and all this, I left in Africa for many months, and I reconnected with my wild, little child. And I, I thought, okay, what can I do to, to make a difference? And I was missing that. What can I do to make a difference through using my...
Yeah.
So when I came back from Africa, I just decided to take my passion, and I became an activist for environmental purposes, became an activist for youth as well. And I showed up in political decisions where young people were involved.
Right.
And I sort of got out a little bit of the industry. And I tried searching for people who had the same calling to make a difference through music. Through music,
Right.
you can pass on so many things.
Yeah.
And I wanted to give a message to youth, like how can you use music to put out some genuine messages,
Right.
and
Right.
and further connection with the public and young people, and break this glittery world, you could say. I saw a lot of people going on The Voice and all these, major shows, and
Yeah.
I don't know the damages that it does on youth, because it does. I'm telling you. I had a lot of young people who came back.
Yeah.
You gotta be for what you signed up for, really. So keep your genuine self always in this business, and don't be afraid to say no. Say no.
Yeah.
If it doesn't feel right, it's probably not.
Yeah.
And success is not, for me, having all this attention. Success is not measured by the amount of attention on the medias and cameras on TV. It's not that. Success is how you feel happy, and did you make a difference? Did you make a difference to someone's life? Did you make someone smile today? And that's important things.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I answered your question, but
Yeah, and definitely I totally understand, and I can relate the way, like the moment you have experienced the fame, the media, working with this media industry, showbiz industry, but same time finding your own true happiness with your own purpose and mission is so important, as you explained. And same time using your those talent with creating voice, creating empowerment in youth through this music and those skills which you have. But when we are talking, it's really fascinating that how you connecting youth with this music and empowering them. So but same time, when you work this industry, what were the pressures and challenges that women artists really face, or still maybe you, if you are working, so what kind of challenges do they face? Does indirectly or directly, or any discrimination or other things, and like all, how does it all like goes?
you know what? Thank you for asking me this question, because I've got to tell you, no one have ever ask me this question, and I have goosebumps because finally I feel someone
Thank
is
you.
actually
Thank you. I'm
asking
so
those,
happy to hear from you. Yeah.
because you have no idea. You have no idea. It's in terms of psychological pressure. I mean, okay, let's start with the pressure, okay, of being an artist. For them in the industry, you are a product. I understood that in the hard way when I was 13 and I walked in a room earlier than I should, and I heard a big production, oh, she's a good product. And I'm like, I'm a product? Okay. So the first thing you realize as an artist, it's a show business, and you got to understand that. You got to be prepared for that. Then they have expectation, they have amount of sales and audience, etc. So you have to sell. And that's the first challenge that I realized. In order to sell, you have to be a certain way that you're expected to show up physically. They choose your clothes for you. They tell you what to say in front of the camera, like literally. And one day I was maybe 17 and they told me, okay, you're gonna do this and tell it's amazing. And I was like, but it's not what I think. And I say, well, we don't care what you think. This is what it is. And you do what we tell you, you sign a contract. And I was like, whoa. If you think you really have a voice in this industry, unless you're with that independent labels and with a producer that actually genuinely want to put your real self, forward, it's guys. It's can be nasty, really. There's that, and the pressure of they always told me, oh, you look more 5 kilos on camera, you have to lose some weight and that, and they change your hair color, and it's like in the end you like it's kind of hard to be yourself, and I got lost a little bit sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. And that spirited that I was, my voice was sort of sometimes it was stolen, and young as 12 or 13. I'm going to tell you, as a teenager artist, I had a lot of artists now, women tell you that we had a lot of pressure from men, and I had like harassment age 12, it's not a myth, it's the truth. It's the truth.
Right.
And obviously to my parents, they were not very keen, and understand why, but there's that, and your image, and you got to be really strong in yourself, and I was really strong. I had a mother who was strong character. She was a nurse, and she said, you're my daughter, and whatever happens, if it doesn't feel right, you say no and you stand up for yourself. And I did, and I did many times indeed. And they didn't like it, obviously. I said, this is who I am. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that.
Right.
And the pressure is horrendous. I'm gonna tell you, the pressure is like, I had a nervous breakdown once, but it's not as glamorous as people think. Sorry to say. But on the other side, what I loved about my job was the people. That was what I loved about my job. The media's possibility to connect with people, and I met so incredible people, you have no idea. I had like a grandmothers hugging me, oh, you like the daughter I didn't have, and I had lonely people as well, and young people that I connect with, and kids who look at you like this, like you're a princess. And it's and I just love my public, and I just love people, and I think it was the best part of my job, really. After the concert, when you get to connect with them, I met amazing people. And now I'm telling you, they really made me, those people, really. And I was going through a time when I lost my father, and I felt like adoptive family in a way, you know, in those
Mm-hmm.
people. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the most amazing things in my career, is the
Yeah.
public. It's for them that and
Mm.
I didn't care, you know, what producers tell me to do or not do. In the end, what matters is the public.
Yeah.
And for me, that was
Mm-hmm.
amazing. And I
Yeah.
still, you know, I love you guys. If you see me in the video, thank
Mm-hmm.
you. You
Yeah.
made me the happiest girl in the world.
Yeah, that's a kind of I think real sense of achievement when somebody, as you mentioned, like people really give you the feeling like you have another adopted family, or in another way, like they feel the connection between your voice and in their life. That's a really beautiful way to find a sense of achievement. But definitely, as you bring this picture of, uh, this media world, showbiz, and finding yourself, like, as what way the things goes around as a product versus the your emotions. So this is really important to see and understand for all of us, and or especially for those people or those women, and even though whoever is interested in this, especially this glamour world or media, to see and getting impressed by this all uh, front side picture rather than seeing the what is behind the camera. So that is really great learning for all of us. But like,
I think there's also
and
something that I
yeah.
found, if I may, is that when you're an artist, you know, there is emotions is universal. And when you are genuine and aligned with yourself and don't care about other people telling you what to do, you know, if you're really genuine, what you're feeling, other people feel, and what you see, they see and they feel. So for me,
Mhm.
when I was, I really tried to be in my element and be myself, because I've realized people, they feel this, you know.
Mhm.
And this is the real gift of, you know, when you are an artist, is to be
Yeah.
really connected to your heart space and give this out, and it comes
Mhm.
out 100 times. And this is just an incredible feeling, to come and somebody come with the tears in their eyes and they say thank you, you said in the music something I never managed to express in 20 years, you know, thank you for what you did, you know. It's like, wow, you know. So that was just an incredible things. And no, the medias are not as glamorous, you know. I
Mhm.
feel a lot of people think they need to be validated in order
Mhm.
to feel worth, you know. You don't need that. You don't.
Yeah.
You have to find it in yourself, whether you're on camera or not on camera, you know.
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true. Bringing both the aspects with your experience, like you have, since you are working and you have experienced this all glamorous and showbiz world, but same time finding your own inner voice, finding your own holistic approach about your own life, what the value most for yourself and for how you can connect with people in real sense is really I can say it's marvelous and it's eye-opening for all of us. But currently, like we know, we are in pandemic world, right? So how this pandemic
mm,
impacted being an artist? Because we know we heard from you like this happens like um,
mm.
producers and all this media world, but when we are talking about this uncertain condition of like pandemic, so is pandemic made artists creative or connecting with themselves or something else?
Well, first of all, I want to talk for other women artists as well who watch this video.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's been impacting artists in a huge way, and people don't know about this, but it's been really hard, really,
Mm-hmm.
really hard,
Mm-hmm.
because all our shows I plan 2-3 years in advance, sometimes 5 years in advance. And the problem is we have no visibility ever. All our shows have been cancelled, like literally cancelled. People and the public had to be refunded. Some major productions completely stopped, and they millions and millions of money in the business industry, in the showbiz industry, and the culture, government, unfortunately, they do help a little bit, but honestly, it's not enough. And a lot of artists are, they have they're entrepreneurs, and there's not a lot of help for entrepreneur artists, because it's complicated. And actually, one of my friends is an opera singer, and she's now delivering pizzas, to, can you imagine that? She is like major opera singer, and she's now delivering pizzas to make, yeah, yeah. And a lot of artists now, they have to find a way to live because they need money to eat. And there's no help. Like literally, even the showbiz industry saying, sorry, we can't pay you. You have done the show, we don't have any money, so find solutions, on your own. Um, on my part, I was very lucky because I'm a vocal coach as well. So I can continue my vocal coaching with my students despite my shows being cancelled. So it helped me, the teaching part, have sustained my living, but obviously uh, it's hard. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm waiting for this end, for this to end. A lot of women artists, especially women with kids. Can you imagine, with children and families? I don't know how they do it. I honestly don't know. So please support artists, please, because they really need help.
Yeah, yeah, that's so true because finding the real thing, like as you shared with us, how artists go through this journey, especially and how they are managing during this pandemic. Uh, because as a common man, as an outsider, we always see their glamorous and very, glittery picture, like they are this and that, but we don't know what is exactly going on. But especially during this pandemic, when you're talking about this
Yeah,
hardship, and so it really, definitely makes us feel connected, not only about this showbiz, but all other businesses, all other work as well. So that's so good, and thank you for sharing with me, with our audience
you.
today. It was great learning today, and I'm so grateful for it. But just like as always, we ask before finishing, why do you think the platform like this, Women Dialogue, is so important?
I have found, for honestly, I found your work very empowering because it allows women to share their genuine voice. And we so need that right now, especially women like me in this industry, where there's still a lot of discrimination on women. And not only that, but we don't get to really share like this, like we did today, our true voice, outside of those camera world. Um, so yes, we need this. We need voices to be freed. Uh, we need women to be strong enough to just come as themselves and just come as genuine, because this is how we're gonna empower women, and
Yeah,
empower our youth as well, because
yeah.
women are the backbone of the society, and to be a role model for our youngsters,
Mhm.
to show up as vulnerable and authentic is not easy,
Yeah.
um, but it's really strength we can teach, not only women but youngsters as well.
Mhm.
So thank you for this amazing work that you're doing. Really, it's going to make a big difference to a lot of people.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you. And just like since we are on this show, people are watching and listening you. What kind of advice or message would you like to give to our viewers?
I think from what I've learned from my journey, I think the most important part is to um, connect to your inner voice, not be
Mhm.
afraid of the
Mm,
sensitivity that your sensitivity, your intuitive self, your it has a knowing. Your heart has a wisdom, and it's
mm,
talking to you all the time. It
mm,
knows the way. It knows
mm,
the way. It knows what the next step is. It's your it's the voice of the soul of your soul. Don't be scared to listen to it.
mm.
Don't listen too much of it, and follow this beautiful inner song. As I said, a great song that is singing all there since you're little. It knows. It
Mhm.
has a knowing, and that is
Yeah,
beautiful. And you're just perfect the way you are.
yeah, yeah. But why not we listen something from you as you are beautiful artist? Can we have some beautiful
Thank
little bit have a little
you.
glimpse of
Sorry.
your beautiful, as you are very famous artist and you have, win a lot of award. I just would like to give little of glimpse of your beautiful voice to our viewers.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you're saying. I'm so sorry. You cut in. Can you
I
repeat me?
was just requesting if it is possible for you to give little glimpse of your singing by having a little maybe two lines to sing for all of us on this platform.
If you want to. I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
do quiet though, because my neighbors. I'm going to be very happy, but I'll try. Okay? Okay, I'll do that for you.
Mm.
In nomine Abae Soraya Quantore dall'una guenta Iunameki Donna bona nostra Gae donna verana Sora la sura gaiom amate Stora naturia Dodam naso duaio Gura naturia Anus utigaio. That's my little song that I'm working on.
Wow, so sweet and so melodious and very beautiful.
Wow.
That's so beautiful, Nandita. Once
I'm so
again, thank you
sorry.
so much. Thank you so much for
So
accepting this my little request
yeah.
and just you very impromptu you sang for all of us. Thank you. It was really great pleasure. It was great
Oh,
pleasure to hear you, to know you, and to get to know about more about this world which your work belongs from. Thank you once again for being part of our show
pleasure.
today. Thank
Thank
you.
you. You're welcome, Shashi. Seriously, it's my pleasure. And you're such a lovely person. And I wish you every success on this show. I really hope that, many women will come forward in this show. You're a wonderful person. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. And thank you, all viewers. If you would like to hear more women voice and part of Women Dialogues, please connect with us. Please share, subscribe, like, and thank you. And see you in next episode. And if you would like to connect with Nandita's work, her details are available in the description below as well. And see you in next episode. Thank you.